Hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing.
Welcome to Crafty Beach. This is Julie. Today I have 15 Easter basket Dollar Tree DIYs for you. I have ideas for everyone on your Easter list. I have ideas for girls' baskets, boys, men's, women's, even just like a coworker or something like that. For the first Easter basket DIY, I wanted to see if I could take some of the stackable eggs from the Dollar Tree. Those are $5 at Dollar Tree. I got them in the pastel colors. I'm going to take them and try to make them into a giant Easter basket for my son. The idea is that I can put treats in each one of the eggs, and then I can display it all on one of the wire trash baskets from the Dollar Tree, and we can fill that up with eggs with items in it as well. So let's start with the top egg first. This one's pretty small. I do want to decorate this one to make it look like a bunny, so I picked up some bunny ears from the Dollar Tree, and I want to attach those to the top egg. I don't want this headband on there though, because it's going to get in the way. The egg is not quite big enough for this to fit properly. So what I'm going to do is just cut the headband off on the sides here. I do want to leave the fur attached, and I do want to leave the headband underneath the bunny ears because it is attached. I noticed that the bunny ears are better this year. Like they were all wired, where in the past I've only found like this plastic material in the bunny ear. So it made this a lot easier to DIY. I just cut off the fur on both sides of the headband here, so I'll be able to see the plastic headband. Those headbands snap really easily, so I think that this is going to be pretty easy to cut. And I think it's just going to make it a little bit stronger doing it this way, leaving that all attached, because the bunny ears were already attached to the headband. And I'm just trimming that up. I can leave a little bit of fluff on the top, I think, of the bunny's head. I think that'll look cute. I just need to pop off these plastic headbands, so I'm just going to cut them with some heavy-duty scissors. They snapped right off. And I'm going to do that here on the other side. I was thinking that if I hot glue that plastic headband to that top egg, and then I also hot glue the fur down, it will help keep it on there, and I can kind of squish it to make it have the shape of the top of the egg because it's a little bit skinnier here at the very tip. So that's what we're gonna do. I did notice I didn't need quite that much fluff on there though, so I give that a quick trim first, and then we can hot glue this on. I just use plenty of hot glue, and then I bend it for the top of the egg, pushing it on there, trying to make sure that that gets dry before it straightens back up a little bit. And then I'm also going to, hot glue down the fur as well. I'm not going to put a face or anything on this bunny. I just want it to be the pastel egg colors. I think that's going to be really cute. And we will decorate like his neck a little bit. I did think about putting Cricut vinyl on there for a name on the bottom one, but I didn't know how it would go on this diamond shaped fabric. For the top one's going to be really easy. It's kind of small, so it will fit one of those Tootsie Roll banks perfectly from the Dollar Tree. So I just used some paper shreds and that. I think it's big enough not to fall down into the hole into the next egg, which is this middle section. Again, I'm going to use some paper shreds and fill it with Dollar Tree items. I found some cute little Squidward socks at the Dollar Tree. We have jelly beans and a carrot, peanut butter eggs, and they didn't have gummy sharks at Dollar Tree, so I did get these at 7-Eleven because he really likes these. And I'm trying to fill this up all of the way, but I want the larger item on the bottom, so I also add a little cookie in there, and we are going to go ahead and pop this on to the second part. See how fun this is going to be to take apart? You can kind of explore each different section. We are going to do all three of the eggs, but since I already decorated the bunny's head, I thought I would go ahead and do a little ribbon around his neck. I found this really cute Peeps ribbon at the Dollar Tree for $3. It's so cute, and you get like a lot on there. 36 feet. I'm just going to go ahead and wrap that around his neck, just tying it once to make it easy to remove when he goes to take this apart for Easter. I just tie that off and dovetail it, and we're just going to make a little bow here. I'm going to a little faux bow, so I just loop that, overlapping it slightly on the back, and I'm just going to simply take a zip tie and cinch it all together. This is a wired ribbon, so it's really easy to shape. I think the colors are perfect for all the pastel colors of these eggs. And I guess you could do the white eggs too. You might even want to paint them custom colors if you want, but this is a little bit easier with the pastel eggs already being these great colors, the green, blue, and pink. This is the bottom section of the egg. Now, I was a little bit worried that the stuff from the middle section was going to fall down into the bottom section. So I cut out some cardboard from a calendar, and I was going to make a little plug you'll see here for the top. I hot glued this in. Now, I do go back in the end and take it off because I realized in my construction that I needed to make a bottom to this so it doesn't fall out into the basket, all the items in this one, so you can skip that step. I'm just going to go ahead and fill this up with some paper shreds too, and we can put all the big items down here. So I found like a Slinky at Dollar Tree. Who doesn't love a Slinky? And some cotton candy, really good. I always like to try to mix it up, not all candy, so I picked up some like bright spring colored pens from the Dollar Tree and some spring colored Post-its. I thought those would be a fun little touch. I like to add some variety. They also have gift cards at the Dollar Tree. I picked up an Amazon $25 gift card. I'm sure he'll get like that. He can pick out what he wants. And some Krabby Patties, his favorite, there at the top. I'm going to add some Reese's eggs, some Tootsie Roll Pops, some jelly beans here shaped like a carrot, and a little bunny that hops. I think that's pretty full, and now we can start working on the bottom. I thought the flexible cutting mat from the Dollar Tree would be perfect for this because it's easy to cut. I can cut it down to size and glue that onto the bottom so all of those gifts stay in that bottom egg. But then I realized that I had blocked off the top with the cardboard, so I am going to have to take that out. I just cut down a square a little bit bigger than I need, attaching it to my bottom egg with hot glue. Now you could do this Easter basket DIY without the basket underneath, but I was going for maximum impact, so I'm going to display mine on top of a nest of eggs too, but this could just be the bottom of your project. I just cut off all of the excess where you won't be able to see it. And then I realized, yeah, I can't really have this in here. So I'm just going to make sure everything's full and I think everything will stay in place. So I just removed that so that he can get in here to get his items on Easter. I just filled it up with some more paper shreds and I think it's full enough for everything to stay in its little section, in its individual egg, if you will. So I popped that together and now it's time to work for the basket for the bottom. This fits perfectly in there and without going down too far. For this, I'm going to use some green Easter grass for the bottom and we're going to fill it up with Easter eggs. I picked up these great Easter eggs at the Dollar Tree. They're really shiny. They're nice and big. And so we can get lots of candy in here and that's what I'm going to do. So I picked up lots of Dollar Tree candy. We got some peanut butter cups. We got some Tootsie Roll eggs, which I think are new this year. We've got some chocolate eggs there as well. And I'm just going to start filling this up. I want to try to fill the basket up all the way with Easter treats, but I can't go all the way to the top because I have to remember that my bunny is going to be sitting in there. So just filling up the eggs. I think I need a few more. So I think I ended up using 3 packages of those eggs. I decided to add a chocolate bunny. He's kind of big and I didn't want him to prevent my bunny from going in there. So I actually went all the way down to the bottom with the little chocolate bunny, popping those eggs back in here. And we'll add a little bunny rabbit cookie from the Dollar Tree. And we're going to do some more candy in some of these. Going to mix it up a little bit. I also have some of those fun like Easter erasers from Dollar Tree. Chicks, bunnies, carrots. We're going to pop that in an egg. And I'm trying to decide if that is full or not. I think I have room for a few more eggs. So let's do some jelly beans. Everybody loves some candy in their eggs, really fun. And instead of a gift card like I use, you could always put dollar bills in them too. That would be really fun. And I set my bunny on top. Let me show you how his Easter basket turned out. I hope he's not watching today's video. He probably isn't. He's busy at college. But this is his Easter basket for this year. A stacked egg bunny on a nest of eggs. I think he's going to love it. What do you guys think? Now for my next Easter basket DIY, I wanted to see if I can make an Easter basket out of candy. So I picked up the boxed like movie theater candy from the Dollar Tree. And I tried to pick up some that were the same size for the sides and for the ends. So I got some Easter themed ones like the Mike and Ike and the Peeps gummies, but I also got Krabby Patties for the sides. And you can mix and match. I notice a lot of them are a little bit different sizes, and I did have a problem with the Mike and Ike and the Peeps being different sizes. I thought since they were about the same width, I could make it work like this, but I didn't really take into account the height. So I did have to redo this, at least one of those boxes on the sides. But I'm just using some of that double-sided tape from the Dollar Tree to get us started. And I basically just want to make a basket out of the boxes. This is such a fun idea where you don't have to waste a basket. And I'm just going to do the double-sided tape for a little bit more structure. It doesn't hold it really tight though. I will have to go in and tape here. But I have the bottom part of my basket there. And you know what? You can make this as big as you wanted with as many boxes just by attaching them all together. So I just use some transparent tape from the Dollar Tree here and tape those as well. I do want a bottom for it, so I didn't buy a box of candy for the bottom. You could do that. I'm just going to use some cardboard I had for my calendar DIY and just cut this out to basically cover the entire bottom to make a nice strong bottom so we can fill this up with some goodies. So I'm going to flip that over. And again, I want everything to be removable. I don't want to use any glue on this. So I'm using tape. That way the recipient can take these all apart and eat the candy. This is such a fun idea. I really love this. I've made maybe a Christmas present out of candy before. I'm trying to remember. It's always fun to do something like this. Now the Krabby Patties are a favorite, so I made sure to get lots of those. We're going to do 4, 2 on each side. And I just taped the front and back. No double-sided tape there. And I'm going to do the same thing here on the other side. Now I'm going to keep building this up. I'm only going to use these boxes that I have here, so it's not going to be a super big basket, but again, you could always make yours as big as you wanted. And I was attaching my Mike and Ike's here with a little bit more double-sided tape. This is when I realized that the height of my boxes were kind of an issue. And I didn't really realize that. Like, one side is just not going to look right. Just from the way it sits, it's just way too high. So then I was like, oh, I should have used the same ones on the bottom instead of trying to mix it up for a little bit of variety. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop those back off and switch some of these out. Luckily, the tape is pretty easy to remove. The double-sided tape was probably the stickiest part. But I'm going to leave that side that way and then just change the peeps out on the other side so I can fix that problem. It should have worked, but it didn't. But they're pretty much the same height as the Krabby Patties there when I get them all done. So I'm going to try to pop this back off without damaging everything. And we're going to start again with the peeps. And again, for structure here at the bottom, I find the double-sided tape makes it a little bit stronger. And the Peeps gummies look really good too. I don't have any like real Peeps lovers in my family. I kind of like them, but I'm on a low-carb diet right now for my arthritis, and I am no candy for me this Easter, unless it's sugar-free, I guess. And I just use tape to fix my issue, and we can do the Mike and Ike Easter treats at the top. It just worked way better. And as you can see, they're not exactly the same width, but it still works. So you don't have to get all the same candy. You can mix it up with a variety of different kind of candies that they like. But so far, so good. We're even going to make the handle out of candy, which is fun. We're going to use the Sweet Tarts rope that you see there. You could also use the Nerds rope. I couldn't find any of those at the Dollar Tree, though. It's not a very big basket, so I'm not going to use very much paper shred down there. I found some Mike and Ike scented pens from the Dollar Tree, a Blow Pop scented candle. I wanted this to be all candy themed, so I thought that those would be fun. But I also wanted to add some traditional Easter elements too, like the little hopping chick. These things are like a lot better this year. They're really cute. Some Dollar Tree items are improving. One of the Easter bunny cookies. Mix up the candy a little bit with a cookie. And we have our little Blow Pop scented candle. They also have like a Sugar Daddy scented candle. Really cute. And then I found the cutest little Easter eggs at the Dollar Tree that are shaped like jelly beans. So I thought these would be perfect for the candy theme. And we can fill them up with, of course, jelly beans. Now, I have had this brand of jelly beans from Dollar Tree before, I think for Valentine's Day, and they are really good, actually. Some Dollar Tree candy, but most of it's pretty good, especially when you can get all the name brand candy that you see there in those boxes. So what I'm going to do is just fill one color of each one of these jelly beans until we get our little box of candy all filled up. And again, I said the handle's even going to be candy, so I got one of those mega ropes. You can use any rope candy. I did make sure to get two because I didn't think that one would be long enough to go all the way from side to side. But we got all of our jelly beans in there, but we need a few more items to fill it up. So let's do some more candy. We'll do some Tootsie Roll Pops and some Reese's Eggs, delicious, and fill up our basket. Maybe a little bit more paper shred because I didn't put very much in there. And I really prefer the paper shred over the Easter grass. And of course, we can add some of those cute little erasers from the Dollar Tree. And the bunny, the chicken, the carrot here. I use these for crafting too because they make great little miniatures. I put them in one of my Easter lantern DIYs. These are the mega ropes for the candle. And as you can see, it'll be good for about half of a handle for the scale basket. I started by just making the rope go continuous like that, but once I got this all taped together with just regular tape, I noticed it bent in the middle. So you want to overlap it slightly a little bit more. I was able to kind of fold it up like that, and it gives it a little bit more structure at the top where it will like arch instead of bend, which is what I was going for. Now again, I want to make this removable so that they can eat it, so I am not going to glue it on. I'm just going to tape it on with some more tape. And I just taped it like on the outside and the inside with some tape. It's not going to be a super strong handle, but I think it's good enough for an Easter basket. We have so many different Easter baskets today, from very simple to very intricate, so you're going to get lots of Easter basket DIY inspiration today. That looks good. I'm just making sure it looks nice and full with enough paper shreds, and this DIY is ready to go. Let me give you a little sneak peek here of our candy basket. Isn't that so cute? And the great thing is after Easter, after they eat the candy, they don't have a basket or anything that they don't need, so no waste really with that. Isn't that so cute? I love it. I always try to find creative ways to make Easter baskets, and this is definitely one of them. For the next Easter basket DIY, I'm going to use one of these buckets from the Dollar Tree, and I want to make this for an adult. So we're going to do kind of an adult woman. I guess it could be a guy too. I wanted to make a handle for that basket. I'm going to use one of the wire wreath forms from the Dollar Tree. I thought the wire would be nice and strong to make us a nice handle for the size of the bucket. And they have these buckets in all different kinds of spring colors right now too. You could get some even like bright pink if you wanted. I was going for coastal on this one, you'll see. And so I like that light blue color. I just used my wire cutters to kind of score that, bending that back and forth to break it. And I do want to remove a section that I don't need here. And then I can kind of shape that into a traditional handle there for the basket. I do want to cover it though, because I don't want it to be a tiny wire hanger. And I thought using one of these kitchen towels from the Dollar Tree in the similar color to the bucket would look really good, because we're going for a beach theme, so we're going to have towels and stuff like that. So the towel definitely goes with that theme. I just cut it in half like that so I have two strips. Otherwise, it's not long enough to go all the way around this large handle. And I thought we could wrap it. And that's going to make it bigger. It's going to match the basket with color-wise, and it's going to go with the theme. I wasn't sure if this worked, but it actually worked pretty well. I'm going to start here at one end. I want all of the wire to be covered. I put a little bit of hot glue on there. And basically, I'm going to go around and hot glue half of it here, just folding it over on itself. And then once I get it all attached, I can roll it all up and make it tighter, but it also made a more substantial handle that you can actually pick the basket up with. So that's pretty cool. I think that's about halfway, so I'm going to go ahead and trim off what little bit of towel I had left. You could also use the bathroom towels from the Dollar Tree too. This is the kitchen towel though. And as you can see, I wrap it around. It makes it a lot thicker. And I found this easier than using like a fun noodle or something like that. I think that would have been a little big for this size basket. I left that finished edge on the end there, so when I glue it down, it would look really nice and finished. And I'm going to glue the end so the wire doesn't come out. I can also kind of twist it so you won't be able to see the seam at all in the final product. So I'm going to do the exact same thing over here. We're going to hot glue this all the way around. I do end up overlapping it slightly when it reaches the other towel, just to make sure I don't get it going one side to the other and showing some wire up here at the tip. But again, I am just going to have a little bit of excess material here to cut off and wrap this around. Sometimes Easter basket handles for like DIY baskets like this can be really challenging, but I wanted a temporary handle that I could put on there that would look really good for Easter, but that would be easy enough to remove if you wanted to use the basket for something else, because it's kind of a storage basket. You could use it for really anything. And I found some great beach items to go in this that I think are going to be really great for a guest I'm going to have for Easter time. So this is the way I'm going to attach it. I actually went through the handles. I thought that would add a little bit extra stability. And then I want to attach that to the inside of the basket. But again, I want it to be temporary so they can reuse this basket for something else. I just use a little bit of Dollar Tree packing tape. I thought that'd be nice and strong, but easy enough to remove. To go around the towel wrapped wreath form there and make it nice and strong. So I taped it across, but I also taped it down just to make it a little bit stronger. And it actually worked out pretty well. Now I do decorate that basket a little bit. I probably should have done it at this point, but I was looking forward to decorating it. So let me show you what we put in here. I'm going to do green shreds here in the bottom. I wanted to do pastel colors, Easter colors, and also beach colors. So for the towel, I found this great beach towel from the Dollar Tree for $5 in the Dollar Tree Plus aisle. They have so many cute ones. I was trying to decide between this one and a flamingo one, but this one's pretty nice. I think anybody would like it. I'm just going to go ahead and break the hanger off to get that out of the way so we can roll up this beach towel. And this is going to be a really fun present in this Easter basket, because who doesn't like Easter baskets, right? I rolled that up and put that there. I also found Crocs from the Dollar Tree for $5. Can you believe that? They seem pretty nice too for $5. I mean, think about how expensive Crocs are. So all you need to know for that is a shoe size. I cut off the tag, but I'm going to leave the little hanger on there with showing the sizes. I think that's fine. It'll keep them together. And I'm going to put that here towards the back of our little bucket basket. I found some After Sun Soother Lotion from the Dollar Tree. And I also found some sunscreen. So we're going to add that for our little beach theme basket. I've even found some really cute little sunglasses from the Dollar Tree. And even some lip balm and a pineapple. I think that's going to be really cute. But I think I need some more items in here. So let's go ahead and boost this up. I also want to do candy, but I want you to be able to see these things. So I add a little bit more paper shreds and a chocolate bunny. We can do a little Easter chick cookie. And now we're starting to get some more height here where we can layer up some of these items where you'll be able to see them. That pineapple lip balm is so cute. And then we can do like a bag of gold Easter eggs here. And I kind of like the idea of the sunglasses being on top, so I kind of pile those on top of the candy. We can do a bag of peanut butter eggs and some jelly beans and little jelly bean carrots. I think those are so cute. Pop that in here and fill up the rest of our basket. That's when I decided, oh, the basket's kind of plain, I should decorate it. So it's kind of hard to see, but I'm taking some of the yellow palm garland from the Dollar Tree. And I had a piece that was just about perfect for this. So I don't want it to be permanent, so I'm only doing a dot of hot glue like every quarter of the way around to attach it so it'll be easy enough to remove to reuse this bucket for something else. And the handle is trying to block everything there. But I just go all the way around and cut off the excess. I also wanted to decorate the handle. The handle's cute. I like the towel theme, but I thought it needed a bow to be really festive for Easter. So I'm going to use some of this Peeps ribbon from the Dollar Tree. And we're just going to do a faux bow on here. I wanted it to be kind of big and full though, so I'm gonna do a couple, let's do 2 different loops. So I cut out 2 pieces for the loops, and then I'm also gonna cut out a piece for both of the tails. So I think about how long I probably want that to be, and those are gonna be attached like that at the top. And then I can just dovetail the ends. I might as well do that now to make it a little bit easier. And we're just gonna do a little faux bow by adding our loop, slightly overlapping there in the back, pinching it in the middle, add our second loop over the top here. And we can just use a zip tie to put the bow together and to tie it to the handle. So it's impossible to show you this because the project's so big and it's like right on top of my camera. But I just zip tied it on there. And here's our little bow for our Easter basket. Let me give you a closer look of how this turned out. I think that the towel wreath handle actually worked pretty well. And look at all those cool beach items. Isn't this a really fun Easter basket? I think it's so fun. And if you wanted to decorate the basket even more, you totally could. But I think this is a great Easter basket for an adult. And lots of good stuff in there for a vacationer. The next DIY, I picked up some of these little fence panels, actually at Dollar General for $1, so they're a little bit cheaper, but I like them. I think that they are going to be perfect for the theme I'm going for this basket. I received an Amazon package today, and it had the perfect size box for what I was going for this, so I think this is going to work. What I'm going to do is just use my razor blade and just cut out here at the bottom. I only want the bottom of the box because I don't need it to be very high for the basket. And I don't want it to interfere with my cute little design I'm gonna make with that fence. I want it to look like a spring garden. So I want there to be grass and bunnies and a white picket fence, but we're gonna have to piece it together and make that happen. The first thing I'm gonna do is cover the box with the faux grass from the Dollar Tree. I just start here on the inside ledge. It's almost a perfect width, it's a little bit wide, and glue that onto the inside of my box. And wrap that around. I'm not going to completely cover the bottom. You could if you wanted to. This is a really intricate Easter basket, so it's probably the most detailed one I've ever made on my channel. But you know what? I really love how it turned out. I wanted it to be something that the recipient can display permanently in their room, something really cute, and I love the little garden theme. So this is almost like a true DIY instead of an Easter basket, if you know what I mean. I trimmed up the side a little bit, hot gluing it there. And as you can see, I'm only going to cover part of it there at the bottom. You could always cover the bottom. I was thinking I wanted to, but then I kind of wanted to save my extra grass. So I'm going to do the same thing here on the opposite side. We're also going to be covering the bottom of the Easter basket with the faux grass too. So no Easter grass on this one. We've got this like realistic looking grass, right? So again, I just hot glue that on there. It's almost the perfect width. And then cut off enough where it can slightly overlap the bottom. Again, I was trying not to waste too much of it. And as you can see, be prepared. This stuff sheds when you craft with it like crazy. Really nothing you can do about it, I don't think. I've tried cutting it from the bottom. It still sheds like crazy. So I have both of those sides done. And the reason I'm doing the grass first is because I think you'll be able to see the grass through the fence. So I think that will look really cute. And I'll cover up that ugly box. For the sides, I just cut down a piece to the width of this, and this will cover both. This is enough to cover both. I'm just gonna go ahead, cut off what I need here, and that piece will be perfect for the other side. And again, hot gluing this all on here. I love the theme of this one. This Easter basket is gonna be, it could be for a girl or a boy, but lots of fun ideas that don't really involve candy. I'm going to have candy in here too, but lots of fun ideas for an artistic one. So I think that they will really appreciate this Easter basket. I got all of my sides covered. Now I just need to cover the bottom. Again, it's almost the right width, maybe a little wide, but I'm just measuring out how much I need. And then I can just cut out another rectangle of that grass, and then I can clean up all of my grassy mess there on my mat. Even though it's a little bit larger, I thought overlap is good on the grass, so I just went ahead and made that work, and we have a grass bottom to our basket. Now for the fence, this is vinyl. You can cut it. I did find it was a little bit easier to saw. I started out with some heavy duty scissors, and you can cut it, but you really have to saw at it. And I have arthritis in my hands, so I thought, I have a saw. I know it's plastic, but I might as well use it. So I cut off the other tab there with that, and I'm going to cut another one down here. I want that longer piece to be on the end because I'm going to use that in the handle for this. So I'll still have enough left to cover the other side. So I'm going to need one of these for the other side. So I use my second piece of fencing from the Dollar Tree, mark out where I want to cut that down, and I also want to cut the tabs off of that one as well. So now we have two side pieces for our fence. We can start putting this little guy together like that. I think it's going to work. The corners are a little challenging. I'll show you how I battle those. And I put some hot glue here on this and gluing this to the grass. Now that's not going to provide a lot of structure, but once I get it all attached together, I think it's going to be fine. Again, I want that longer pointy stake there at the top because I want to do like a trellis, a garden trellis for the handle. I think that'll be really pretty. So I'm going to do the same thing here on the other side, hot gluing that to the grass. And then we can cut down the two remaining fence pieces to be a perfect fit on the sides. There's plenty here for this size box. You can always improvise for whatever you're working with. I'm going to have to cut the little tab holders and some of the length off of the other one. And I also want to cut off that long stake so it is straight across like that, so you can see into the basket pretty well. I'm going to take that as a template to cut down my second piece for the other side. And my saw did make the plastic bubble a little bit, but I could cut that off easily enough with a pair of scissors, the rough edges. So we're going to go ahead and start attaching this fence here. The corners were definitely the trickiest part of the fence. I was really wishing that I had some white duct tape. Usually I do, and I didn't have any, so the first thing I tried was hot glue and Scotch tape. I quickly learned that this was not strong enough and that it really did need duct tape. But I didn't have any white, so I was concerned that I would have to paint it, but I end up using it, and then I paint it and kind of cover it up with moss, make it blend in really nicely. But that's how I started the project, and I was like, that is not going to be strong enough. So just using little strips of duct tape, way stronger. I'm going to go over my corners here. And even the metallic, I guess, it could look like a part of a fence. I do want it to all be white, though, and really beautiful, though, so I do go back and paint mine. The duct tape paint's okay. It's nothing wonderful, but I do try to reinforce it with a little bit of hot glue first before I tape it to help reinforce it. And I can reinforce those corners from the inside, at least on the top, which are kind of the less stable parts here. So again, we're doing our corners here with duct tape and then a little hot glue because I forgot to glue this one down, and we'll duct tape here on the other side. My cuts were not perfect on those, but it was pretty forgivable for this project. And I know if you're wondering what I'm going to be using for the handle for this, I found something at the Dollar Tree toy aisle that I think will be perfect. So I got all of my four corners. This is what I'm talking about, a Hot Wheel track. I think this will be perfect. It'll fit perfectly on this fencing here. And I am going to go ahead and paint all of that duct tape. I just used some white acrylic paint, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I am going to cover that up with some moss too. I did that on all four corners. It is bright orange. I did think about leaving it bright orange, but you know what? I do want it to be white, so I'm going to paint it. But I thought, orange, carrots would kind of go together, but I want it to all blend in. So I'm just using white spray paint, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to cover this with other things too. I know the bottom has like a track in there that's kind of hard to get the paint into, but I just painted it with some white and hoping it dries, and hot gluing that to the side panels. The hot glue was not very strong there though, if you're going to pick this up, so I did reinforce that part of the fencing and the Hot Wheel track with some duct tape too, because I can always just go and paint those and cover that with moss as well. I first go over it with some white acrylic, and then we're going to decorate this basket even more. I was trying to decide if I wanted to make it round. You could make it round just by arching and bending both of them and putting them together. But I ended up going for the rectangle design because I wanted it to be a little bit stronger with a box bottom. To decorate the trellis, we're going to use some of this berry garland that I got at the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to mix it together with some of their like vine garland that I have. Normally that is on like a wire already, but I had taken it off of it for another DIY where I ended up not using it. So I already have it loose like this. And so I thought just twisting it together with that berry garland that has the wire in there would be really cute because I like the vine look of the berry garland and combined with the great leaves here on the garland. I always try to pick the garland up like this from the Dollar Tree with plants. It can be really great for crafting, and this was the perfect length to go around. I do still have plenty of the berry garland left though, so I thought I would go around another time with some more of that to kind of give it a overgrown appearance there on our trellis. And this is what our Easter basket's looking like so far. This might be my favorite Easter basket I've ever made. It turned out so cute. So now it's time to cover up the duct tape, little imperfections with some moss. You can also use it on your corners there if you can see any of that black mat coming through. Then I thought some of this like fern garland from the Dollar Tree would be really cute too, kind of coming up the sides on the outside of the fence. And so I thought I would use that in addition to the moss to decorate all the little spots there that needed it. Now, this Easter basket definitely took me the longest. Lots of details added here, but I think it turned out so cute. I think it was well worth all the effort. So I went all over all of the corners, all of the duct tape, everywhere that needed something, even the inside duct tape with a little bit of moss, just to make sure that you couldn't see the duct tape in the end, but it's there for stability. Now it's time to fill this up with Easter goodies. So to start with, we need a big bunny. I picked up one of the $1.25 plush bunnies from the Dollar Tree. It is the perfect scale for this basket, and it's going to go great with the theme. So I put that right there in the little lawn where you can see it. And also I picked up a plush carrot from the Dollar Tree. So I thought that would go really well too with home decor. And we're going to do some art supplies on this one. I found this great canvas of flowers and insects. And this is great for a kid that likes to paint. So I thought I would go with like art theme. They also have like some little Easter decoration kits. I thought maybe one of those would be good. I wanted to do a little bit Easter, a little bit not for the crafting supplies there. So I wanted to make sure that they had brush set. These are really nice. I actually use these for crafting. And they even have like a little like brush cleaner and a palette. This is a little palette, artist palette. I think this is a really cute idea. And we are going to add candy to this, but we're also going to be doing a lot of art supplies first. Here is the little brush cleaner, very handy to have to clean your brush when you're painting. I'll wedge that like right here so you can still see that palette. I think the palette's really cute. And we're going to gift some of my acrylic paint stash here and some bright colors that will be great for spring crafting. I think 5 will be good. I'll pile those in the front. I made sure they were all new. And then I also picked up some color your own ornaments, the little Easter eggs from the Dollar Tree. I thought those would be fun. And some of the felt bunny stickers. I thought that was a fun idea since it is an Easter basket. So that is all my art supplies. Now let's get to the candy. Let's do a chocolate bunny. It's kind of big. I'll do that towards the back. We have an Easter chick cookie and one of the little hopping bunnies. I want to do lots of bunnies in this theme since it is a little garden. I think they'll look really cute in there. And then we can fill up some Easter eggs. I'm just going to do some pastel colors. We can do like the Easter erasers and some candy. I've got some bubbles there as well. Some like traditional like fun activities for Easter besides all of the crafting supplies. My niece and nephew are all grown now, but I remember every holiday I would have to make them like some kind of a big crafting supply, like a crate or even like a Rubbermaid container. They would get such a kick out of it. You can't go wrong with crafting supplies. So I just do some of the candy. We're going to do some of the bubbles, the bubble wand there in the back. I picked up a Visa gift card. I'm just going to cover the number on there so somebody doesn't try to use that. And I'm going to put that in a gold one and I'm going to hide it. So this has got all the money in it. So I'm going to hide it down here. It'll be a fun surprise when they go through the entire Easter basket to find the golden egg with the money in it. You could also do cash as well. This is how it turned out. My little Easter garden basket. I think it turned out so cute. That fencing from Dollar General, perfect. We had a free box for the structure. And then the faux grass from the Dollar Tree, the moss, the greenery, all the fun touches. And of course, you have to have a bunny rabbit in there as well. Isn't that so darling? I love how this turned out. For this Easter basket DIY, we're going to try to make one of the suckers using the bubble wand. So I picked up 2 of the pink bowls. I think you could do like any color, but I thought pink would be good for candy, and a pink bubble wand right here. That's going to be the handle of our lollipop, right? I just have to remove the tags here from my bowls and make a hole in the bottom. I'm going to be using my heated knife that I got on Amazon. I just removed the blade off of it and have a circle on there, and I can cut out a hole. I'm going to need it to be fairly large though. So kind of sketch out how big I need it to be, the size of the bubble wand. And this is my heated knife. I love this thing. I am pretty sure I have this linked in my Amazon shop below. In the description of today's video. It is great for crafting. I used it for the Easter lights on my stackable Christmas tree this year, and it worked great for that. So I made a hole in there and then just went side to side to make a bigger hole. I don't want it to be too big because I don't want it to go all the way through. I want the handle to stay inside like that. And I want that to be the handle of the candy sucker. But you know what? I don't want it to be permanent. So I don't want to glue it in there. I want you to be able to take it out and be able to use the bubbles, right? So I'm just going to use the Scotch tape, a lot of it, on the inside and the outside to try to make it strong. It doesn't get super strong until the very end, the handle on here, but I think it's a really fun idea. I always love making candy baskets like this. I've made like a ring pop for Valentine's Day and a gumball dispenser for Valentine's Day, making out of these bowls, so they're always a fun DIY. Once I get it all taped up, I'm going to fill it up with some pink party shreds here at the bottom, and we can start filling this up with Easter goodies. You can fill it halfway and maybe a little bit more to go into that top bowl, but can't fill up the whole thing easily. I guess you could if you wanted to put a big plush in there. It's kind of hard to show you. Let me stand it up in a vase here. We have a little hopping bunny. We have some jelly bean carrots. And I'm going to add some more candy. I'm going to do the little jelly bean Easter eggs. And of course, fill these up with jelly beans. And I just want lots of fun items in there that you'll be able to see from the outside. I'm going to close this up, taping it closed so you'll be able to open and shut it if you'd like. But it's a fun way to give like a little Easter basket, I think, to a kid. I'm going to add some bunny ears in here. I definitely have room for that. I think that these like rainbow kind of striped ones are going to look really cute in here with our color scheme. So I'm going to add some of those. Some Tootsie Roll eggs sound delicious. I've never seen these before. They're like a candy coated Tootsie Roll. Sounds good. And so I'm just going to pop those in here and just start filling this up with candy and traditional Easter goodies. I like a little variety though, so I'm also going to use some of the little bunny eggs from the Dollar Tree. My camera doesn't know where to focus right there. So we're going to pop some little bunnies in. I think those will look cute because you can even see those from the outside. We can do a little walking chick. Very cute. Everybody loves those. And I wanted to do a gift card as well, so I'm going to do a gold Easter egg with this one. Pop in a Disney gift card. Can't go wrong with a gift card. Pop that shut. We can add that in there. Gold means money. So that's going to be the gold one. And it's filling up nicely. I think I have room for maybe a few more things in here to make it look nice and full. I'm going to do some of the Tootsie Roll Pops, little candy sucker tree. And then maybe a little bunny cookie as well. I love those little cookies from the Dollar Tree. I think they're so cute. And I love that they're individually packaged. Gonna fluff it up with a little bit more party shreds here, mixing up the color. And let's do some Reese's eggs in here as well. And now I think that's gonna be nice and full. We can pop the top on our little candy sucker. I think this idea is so fun. I found this idea on TikTok, I believe. I saw a lot of people making them and I thought, oh, I definitely have to add that to the list. And I am just sealing it with Scotch tape. I went like every quarter of the way around, adding a little Scotch tape, strong enough to hold it, but easy enough to open it to get all the Easter goodies out inside. Now I want to show you how it looks just like this. I'm going to wrap mine to make it look like a candy wrapper on there, but I did want to show you first how it looks just on its own. It's not super strong. Adding the wrapping made it stronger. This is some of the wrap from the Dollar Tree, the clear wrap that I found like with the gift wrap and stuff like that. I couldn't find any of the bags for this one, but I thought this would work. It's almost big enough. I'm going to cut a big square of it and wrap that around our little candy sucker. I want it to wrap around the bubble wand, so that's going to be the holder of our candy. And I was impressed that this did make it stronger. So I just wrap it around from the top, cinching it towards the bottom around the bubble wand. Some areas were not quite long enough, but I'll show you what I do to kind of make it all work. And we can also add a bow down here as well. See, like this area right here is not long enough, but a little bit of Scotch tape and you'll never know. And I have plenty of excess material there on the bottom I can cut off as well because the candy sucker handle is not super long using the bubble one, but I think it's a really fun idea. I just take some twine and tie that off, and I can kind of see how much excess material I have at that point. I'm going to go ahead and double knot that, leaving that on there so I can attach a bow. But let's go ahead and cut off the rest of the plastic that we don't need here at the bottom to expose the bubble wand. And I want to do a tiny bow here at the bottom. I'm using some of the Peeps ribbon from the Dollar Tree, and we're going to do a tiny little faux bow. So I do like a loop and another one for the tail, and we can put this all together. Just dovetail the ends of that, bring that together with our little faux bow. Definitely the easiest way I've found to make bows. And I don't even need a zip tie because I have the twine, so I can just tie this off here. And it'll be easy enough to remove when you go to take everything out of this on Easter. I thought this was such a cute idea. I'm so glad I made it. It's really fun. A little candy sucker Easter basket. And I think that style of the bowl is the best for making it look like a candy sucker. But I love the fact that you can see in there and you can see all the fun goodies inside. What kid would not want to receive this for Easter? So cute. Now I'm going to show you some more Easter basket Dollar Tree DIYs that I've also done here on my channel. I'm actually just going to use one of their pre-made baskets for this one. It's actually a really nice size for $1.25. It's like 2 different shades of pink, braided, really cute. And I'm going to show you how I made it extra special. So the first thing I did was just kind of hot glue the handle up, because I'm going to decorate it with flowers and butterflies. So I don't want it falling down and messing up the effect of the florals. So these are the florals I chose. They're kind of cool because they're spring florals that have like different color flowers on them, but they also have the little butterflies on them too. So I thought that would be perfect. And they're kind of large, the pink flowers, but there are some smaller ones on there too, as well as the beautiful like purplish butterflies. I thought that would be so cute for a basket for a little girl. You could actually use this basket for anybody, really. It turned out so pretty. But this one that I'm making right here is for a little girl. So I'm just going ahead and taking, the flowers off, getting them ready to attach. I'm going to leave like the little piece of stem they have on them and then kind of tie it on a little bit with the addition of hot glue with just some of this garland from the Dollar Tree. I think I have this left over from 4th of July. They carry this stuff a lot. I thought this would be good because I could kind of wind it around the handle. It's going to look pretty with the flowers and the butterflies, but it's also going to help me keep my flowers attached. So I'm just going to start over here, just kind of randomly have it kind of snaked around the handle. until I start getting over to the right side of the handle, and that's where I want to start decorating with flowers. I want to have flowers like cascading down the side, and I'm also going to decorate another part of the basket as well. So I'm just going to add a little hot glue and glue the stem directly to the handle. That doesn't seem very sturdy and it looks kind of awkward. So the twine actually wires it on and kind of covers it up, kind of disguises the stem, but I still have, the bond with the glue and the basket. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I started with a small one. Right next to it, I did one of the large pink ones. And I think I only have room for like one large one up here since they're pretty big. And again, just waiting for my hot glue to set up and then winding that little twine on top of it. So now I'm going to switch back to a smaller one here. And we'll do smaller ones here, like cascading down the side. And the bead garland really came in handy for this. I love that stuff. I like to use that on all different sorts of styles of projects. Now, I was thinking another small flower. I had enough room for that one. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that here. Again, just letting that glue set up and then wiring it to it. I'm going to do like, maybe a different kind of flower cascading down. But I also want to do a butterfly up there as well. And this basket turned out so pretty. I really love it. It's so springy. And it's part of your gift with the Easter basket, right? So I'm going to switch to this type of flower, which was also on there for a totally different vibe, but it's still pink, so I think it's really pretty, and glue that to the base of the handle so that can be kind of like where the flowers start. And then again, wrapping it with that bead garland to help secure it. I wanted my flowers like facing the front of the basket like that, so that worked out perfectly. Now for the butterfly, I'm just going to cut the stem completely off. These are so cute. They're just made out of the same material that the flowers are made out of. So if they are wrinkled and stuff like that, you can totally iron them out with a heat gun or some heat. I'm just going to glue mine to the top of the handle right there, like a little butterfly flew by and decided to land here next to the flowers on the basket. I think that looks good for the handle. Now I kind of want to decorate the opposite side, but instead of the handle, I'm going to like decorate the base down here. So I'm going to start with one of the larger flowers again. Again, these are pretty nice size flower. And I'm kind of gluing it on the inside edge of the rim there, where it's not going to interfere too much with items in the basket, but you're going to be able to see it well. And then I think one of these flowers would look really pretty too, so we're going to hot glue one of those in place as well. Just trying to glue it to the inside a little bit like ledge of the basket to make it secure. And then let's see, what else do we have here? I think another small flower would be great. So we're going to glue that right here. And I really love the variety in florals all on like the same pick. That was very convenient for a DIY. Once I get that glued on there and everything's set up, I do want to do another butterfly, kind of landing like on that part of the basket too to kind of continue my theme. So again, I just cut off the entire stem and just kind of figure out where I want it and hot glue that to the basket. We're also going to be filling all these baskets too with items from the Dollar Tree. So hopefully you can get lots of great ideas. And we're going to be doing Easter baskets for about anybody that you'd want to give an Easter basket to, even like some smaller ones for like work colleagues, adults. We're going to do all different kinds of Easter baskets today. So stay tuned. I've got some really fun ideas. Again, I just kind of ironed out my butterfly with my heat gun to make it stand up well. You can also iron out your flowers like that really well. And I think it looks really pretty so far. What do you guys think? I thought we would do like a traditional like Easter grass in there to kind of go with like the floral theme. But this is what it looks like so far. Definitely doesn't look like a basket from the Dollar Tree. This is like they didn't have very much Easter grass left. They have tons of Easter basket stuff and everything I needed, but the grass was a little limited at my store. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this as full as I can with this. It's so pretty, but it does kind of look like grass, so I thought it'd go well with this basket. But for most of the other ones, we're going to be using the paper shreds. I really kind of like those better. They're a little bit less messy than this stuff. I was laughing when I was using this because when my son was little, I think he only got Easter grass like 2 Easters in a row before it was banned. And then I had to fill those baskets all the way up because no grass. So now that we have it all ready to go, we can fill it up with some Tree goodies. Kind of going with the pink theme. We're going to do some of the bubbles. You get 4 in a package. I don't know why the little rings are separate, but we're just going to lay that in there together. And next up is one of the little Etch-a-Sketch. These are always really fun and a great value for $1.25. Everybody really always enjoys those. And then we're going to fill it up with some candy and other goodies. I picked up I couldn't find like a pink chocolate bunny, but I found a purple one. So I thought that matched the butterflies well, kind of a larger piece too. And then some of the traditional pink peeps. I chose the little bunny rabbits. I thought they looked really festive. Then we're going to decorate with some smaller candy too, so we can fill up this basket. I picked up some of these little candy suckers. They're like a bouquet of them, which means they're like kind of all tied together. They all have different color stems and stuff like that. But we're going to separate them and kind of use what colors we want. You can kind of use the length to make them pick out, like use them as picks in the basket. So I was just using some pink ones on this one. And then let's put some colorful Easter eggs in there as well. They have these like pink and yellow, purple and yellow ones that I thought would be really pretty. I picked up jelly beans. They had all different flavors. This is the Sweet Tarts jelly beans. Sounds delicious. And then some bubblegum eggs. And we're just filling up the eggs with some random smaller candy to fill out the rest of the basket. Now, some of these baskets today we will be shrink wrapping or bagging, but this one was so pretty. I did not want to do that because I thought it would take away from all the fun florals and the butterflies. So this is how our first Easter basket turned out. I think it is really pretty. What do you guys think about this? I had a good time putting this together, and I think it turned out really pretty. That basket was so pretty. And I'm going to do some like kind of intricate baskets like this today, but I'm also going to be doing some easy ones as well. And this is an easy one right here for an adult, a fun idea. They have these great little 10 baskets at the Dollar Tree, and this one was a carrot theme. So I'm going to kind of go with the carrot theme and make a fun little whimsical Easter basket for an adult. So I'm filling it in with paper shreds from the party section at Dollar Tree. And I picked up some little seed starter pots to go with the carrot theme. I even found like carrot chocolates, and I grabbed some carrot seeds from Dollar Tree. And you can kind of, just use whatever carrot things you can find. But I thought that would be really kind of a fun idea. These are the little chocolate carrots. I think they look good all together in a bag like that. So I'm just going to leave them all bagged up like that. I'm just going to kind of remove the obnoxious tags and stuff off of them so you can see the cute little chocolate carrots. And we're going to put them at the top there of the little 10. We're going to use some of the little candy suckers. I'm going to choose orange to kind of go with the carrot theme. And then for the Easter eggs, we're going to pick out some orange ones. These are like the ones with like little flowers on them. So I thought that would go great with like the plant theme. And we're just going to fill this with a little bit more candy. We got like the jelly beans. And I kind of wanted to stick with like the orange and green theme. So I'm going to find some more green candy. These are some of the little chocolate discs they have at Dollar Tree to fill that up. And then maybe another one of the orange eggs with some chocolate Easter eggs in it. They have some great candy at the Dollar Tree right now for Easter baskets. And you can kind of stock up. I kind of forgot about my lid, but it does still kind of come around, even though my little seed starter pots are a little bit taller, but isn't that really fun and whimsical? So here is a really easy DIY. I chose carrots because that was kind of the theme of the basket. And this would be a really easy little Easter basket that you could give to just about anybody on your list. Aren't that carrot design really cute? I think it's really pretty. And I love decorating like carrot stuff for Easter as well. We're going to have a lot of fun in today's video. If you're enjoying it so far, be sure to hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, I'd really appreciate it. Okay, up next, we're going to make a basket from scratch. So we're going to start with one of the bamboo rings from Dollar Tree. And this one, I wanted to make kind of a jungle basket. And we're going to be doing a dinosaur theme on this Easter basket for a little boy. To cover the bottom of the basket, I'm just going to use burlap from the Dollar Tree, but you could use just about whatever you have. I am just laying mine out, and I'm just going to kind of use a Sharpie to cut it larger than the little wood ring. And so we can just cover that. It doesn't really matter how clean the cuts are. You don't really have to worry about fraying or anything like that because you're not going to be able to see the edges of this. But the burlap is going to act as the bottom of the basket, and I want to make the basket out of Dollar Tree rope. It turned out really cute. I was really impressed with this. So I just start like on the sides of the ring, hot gluing the burlap to it. I pulled it directly across so we can start tightening up the burlap. And then about halfway the other side, flip it around again, just pulling it taut until I have 4 little sections left that I can just glue down. I'm just trying to get it as tight as I can so it'll have a nice strong bottom for the basket and will definitely stay together. I've always wanted to make a basket like this. I don't think I've ever made a basket. I think I've made a tray before. For Coastal with Shore Living's coming, guys. My store had an empty section today, and I was so excited because I know what's coming in there. And I did pick up my online order, and I found some amazing items. Okay, now that that is secure, we can start with the rope. I chose the thicker brown rope from the Dollar Tree. I thought it would probably take less, right, going around and around to make a basket, and I'm going to use 3 packages of it. So I just start here on the side of the wood ring. And the wood ring really provided a great stable base for this basket. Like, it seems really strong and stuff like that. And I wasn't quite sure how I could get a perfect circle if I didn't have some kind of structure. And this provided a great structure. So I'm just hot gluing all the way around. And this kind of sealed in that raw edge of the burlap. So it cleaned it up and made everything kind of look a little bit more professional there. And then we're just going to start gluing the rope to itself. I'm just doing like a quarter at a time so my hot glue doesn't set up too well. And just stacking the rope like right on top of each other. I am slowly going to bring it in a little bit as I go up to kind of cover up the wood ring in the bottom so you won't be able to see that. But I want to make a fairly large basket with this. So once I run out of rope, I just take the plastic off the end and then just glue it down. And where that one piece of rope ends, we'll just start a new one. So this is what it looks like so far. You can get like 3 or 4 rows of this size of a basket with that. And again, don't forget to take your tape off the end because you're definitely going to be able to see that if you don't. And I just glue this together just as tightly as I can here at the seam, and even put like a little hot glue and glue the ropes together. It's going to help disguise that seam and kind of hide it. And then we're just going to keep hot gluing this. Now, I also picked up some Dollar Tree garland that you see there that I thought we could do like a vine handle. To kind of make it look like a jungle basket, which is what I was kind of going for to go with the dinosaur theme. So trying not to get too much hot glue on the outside of the basket. So whenever I kind of do, I just kind of try to clean it up with my heat gun before I get too far. But again, just continuing my way around. At this point, I'm kind of going straight up. Soon I will start going in a little bit more to kind of give it like a concave shape there. And that is it for this second piece of rope. If you wanted a shallow basket, you could probably stop there. But I have a lot of stuff to go in this little Easter basket, so I think a 3rd rope is definitely necessary. Again, just remove the tape and glue it together. I tried to hide most of my seams on the back of the basket, but as long as you get it pretty tight, you can kind of get away with that. Now on this one, I'm going to slowly start working my way in a little bit. just to kind of give it kind of a fun basket shape. And it really turned out cute. I was really impressed with it. And I'm going to use the entire package almost. I'm going to stop right where I started at the same exact spot so that everything is fairly level. But definitely a decent sized basket and a fun idea if you want to kind of make your basket from scratch. So I was looking to see where I needed to kind of stop, and it looks like right about here was where I started. You can tell by looking at the bottom. And I just hot glued that last piece in place. And where that ends there, I'll just have the handle be there, so that will kind of disguise that part of our basket. Just cleaning up any excess hot glue, making sure everything's glued down. You do have to use a lot of hot glue on that because you don't really want any holes in between the ropes, but you can see how big it is. Now, it is really fuzzy. The Dollar Tree rope likes to do that, especially when you're wrapping stuff like this with it. So I'm just using a lighter. We're going to go around and burn off all the fuzzies on our little jungle basket. This might be my favorite Easter basket that we did today. It was really whimsical and fun. Now, I'm doing this one for a little boy, but I think about anybody would like a basket like this. It's so pretty. And I'm just going to use one of the vines. And as you can see, it's like on a wire that kind of looks like a branch, which I'm going to use that to make the handle. I was trying to decide if I was just going to do like a single row like that, or if I want to double it up and make it more substantial. And that's what I ended up doing, just making sure my vine was kind of pulled down to the end. And then you can just kind of bend it in half like this. And you're going to have a stronger handle. That's what I want. So I just twist the vine with itself. Since that has that really nice wire in there, it's really easy to mold this. And I just wrap it around, twisting it together to make it look like a braided stem. And it's going to be the perfect size for a handle. I just have to find a way to attach it to my basket. I thought hot glue would probably work, and it actually did pretty well. I just put some hot glue on the inside of the rope and laid my vine garland in there, hot gluing that in place. And again, I did it there where I had my seam where my rope ended, so it kind of takes away that distraction. And then again, I'm just hot gluing it on the other side. And I kind of glue it fairly deep down in the basket just to make it stronger. Lots more places to have it glued to the rope. So here is the jungle basket so far. I think it looks so pretty. And this is definitely a piece that you could use in your home decor after Easter, or whoever receives it as a gift. I think they're really going to enjoy this basket as well. Now to all the goodies to go inside. I'm going to choose some of the green paper shreds. You could also use grass for this. Really wasn't going for a shiny look though, so I thought the paper shreds would be really pretty. So we're just going to fill that basket up with these. Always buy more of these than you think you need because it really takes a lot to fill a basket. I had no problem using the whole package in there. And now look at all the dinosaur items I found for the basket. This is like a dinosaur coloring thing. It's like little dinosaurs that are made out of wood that you can color. And I always love to gift projects. Nice and tall piece. We're going to put that in the back. And I found so many fun little dinosaurs there today. Here is another craft project, one of just the plain wood dinosaurs. They had all different kinds of these in the crafter square at the Dollar Tree I was at today. And that'll be a fun project as well. We're going to put that in there. My son always really enjoyed these dinosaurs from the Dollar Tree because he is a dinosaur buff and he always knew why they were inaccurate. So he always thought they were really funny. But I thought this one looked cool. So we're going to add like a little dinosaur over here. And then the next couple items I found there were dino eggs. These are really fun. They're little plastic eggs that have like a rubbery dinosaur around them. And you can stretch out the holes and pop the egg out, and they're filled with candy already. So these have Smarties in them. So I thought they were so cute. I picked up two different ones, like a little Stegosaurus, I guess, maybe a T-Rex. And I thought that would be really fun for the Easter theme. I'm just going to kind of cut the tags off. just to kind of clean that up, get them out of the way, make it look more fun. All these little dinosaurs in that little jungle basket. And kind of arrange them, maybe the taller one in the middle, and kind of like they're like hanging out in there. Now it's time for candy. Since I did a lot of green, let's use some of the green bubbles from the multi-pack. And then we can use some candy. I thought like green and orange ones would look good, the little bunny suckers. They also have like these little Peeps lollipops, which are really fun for Easter. So we're going to put some of those in there as well. And we're going to fill this basket up. I was kind of impressed with how much stuff I actually got in there for a DIY basket. It was really fun to put together though, and it really did not take me that long. I'm going to use some of the green eggs with the pink flowers on them. I thought that would be cute. And we're just doing jelly beans and bubblegum eggs for these. Any kind of loose candy is going to work great in those little plastic eggs. And this is how it turned out. I'm not going to wrap this or anything because it's so pretty and I love the greenery on there. But I thought this was a really fun idea for a boy with the dinosaur theme. But again, that basket would kind of work for anything just because it's so pretty. And it worked out so well. Doesn't that rope look really great as a basket? I might have to make another one of these, like a coastal version. I really like how this turned out. Now for the next basket, I picked up one of these baskets today. It's pink, it's plastic, it's got a beautiful texture on it, and I thought this would be great because it could be part of the gift because it's definitely an organizer that you could reuse after Easter. I kind of want to do like a pink and white theme on this one. So to kind of decorate the basket a little bit, since it's not really an Easter basket, I thought we would use like a little Easter trim. This is some of the little pink and white gingham bunny trim from the Dollar Tree. It's so cute. And I thought I could line like the top of the basket like that, or like the little bunny ears like stick up, just to add a fun little Easter touch to this basket. I thought about making a handle for it, but I decided it probably wasn't really necessary. We are going to bag this one. I'll show you how I bagged it. And that kind of takes away the need for a handle really on those because you can just use the top of the bag to pick up the basket. So I'm just going to start in the middle, hot gluing that in place, and I'm just going to hot glue it tiny bits here and there just to keep the trim on there, but not enough to make it not easy to remove so that you can reuse the basket for a more functional use after Easter. I always like it when I can do like a functional basket for Easter because, I mean, honestly, how many Easter baskets can you have, right? So we're gluing that in place. I didn't really start it and stop it at the same, so I'm just going to level it up a little bit. Just with the little bunny ears just sticking over the top for a fun little texture. And I also got some pink and white bunny ears that you see there, so I thought that these would go perfectly together with that. So that's what we have so far for our little plastic Easter basket. And we're going to be doing this one for a girl. And so I got some pink and white gingham bunny ears. We're just going to go ahead and remove the packaging, the tags on these, just to clean them up a little bit because this is also going to act as, you know, part of the decor of the basket. They're super cute. And then for filler, I found these little party shreds at Dollar Tree. They're actually pink and white together, so they are perfect. We're going to go ahead and use the whole bag. And as you can see, I still have lots of room in that basket for Easter goodies. We're going to start with like some little functional things like a cross stitch kit. I thought this was really cute. We have like a unicorns. They had like several different kinds. I really like the unicorns ones. I got a lot of the unicorn ones for these baskets today. And some spring little snap clips for hair. I thought they were so cute. They're like pastel colors with polka dots. I thought purple bubbles would look good in here because I already used the pink ones there. And they have like these little puzzles and stuff like this. The aisle they have with all the little things for Easter baskets. And I also picked up some Peeps lip balm. I thought that'd be cute for a little girl. And now it's time for some candy. So I'm going to do like one of the pink and one of the purple little bunny suckers. And again, I'm going to kind of cut these down. They were very long. Kind of scatter those around. And we're also going to do some of the Peeps lollipops as well. And since this basket is so large, you definitely can kind of go to town on this. I picked up some of the peeps, the little pink bunny rabbits, and then I thought some of the little bunny rabbit Easter eggs would be super cute as well, to kind of go with the bunny theme on this basket. So we're just going to fill these up with some jelly beans. I'm surprised I didn't try some of those sweet tart jelly beans. I hope they're good. They had lots of fun flavors. I think they had like now and later. They had a bunch. I noticed that the Swedish fish ones were in the Dollar Tree Plus aisle though, so I didn't know how expensive those were, but my husband would really enjoy those. Now I'm going to show you what this looks like at this point so you can kind of see everything that's in the basket. But like I said, we are going to wrap this one with plastic, but once you get it wrapped with plastic, it's kind of hard to see in there. So I wanted to give you a little sneak peek here first before we wrap it so you can kind of remember everything that we put in the basket. Isn't that so cute? I really love like the pink and white gingham theme, and I think that basket is really beautiful. Now, I'm going to use one of the shrink wrap bags from the Dollar Tree. It's a lot bigger than I really needed for this basket, and you could always just use cling wrap from your kitchen, honestly. Put it over it and use your heat gun, and it gives you kind of a shrink wrap as well, but I picked one of these up today, so I thought I might as well use it. So I'm going to open the bag up. Again, it's a little bigger than necessary, but I'm just going to go ahead and put the whole bin down inside. We can gather it towards the top and tie a fun bow on there to give it a lot of pizzazz for Easter. So once I get it on there, I'm kind of trying to bend it around the back because it's so big. I thought about removing the excess plastic, but then I remembered it's shrink wrap. It will probably all really shrink with heat, and it totally did. So it didn't come with like a traditional like bread tie or anything like that. So I'm just going to use some twine to tie it off here on the top. And then we can just trim off the excess plastic. I also got like some really pretty pink bows from the party aisle at Dollar Tree to kind of decorate the top of this. So let's just remove the excess plastic up here. And then we can start shrink wrapping this. These shrink wrap bags from the Dollar Tree, I don't often get them, but as you can see, they work really well. They shrink wrap really easily. And I tried the Easter bags they had, specifically for Easter baskets, and I thought they would shrink wrap a little bit just because they're plastic, but you'll see later, they didn't really shrink wrap. But this is how it turned out. So just a fun Easter basket, fun functional basket for a little girl. Lots of fun pink and white little items in there and activities. And these come 3 to package, which is a great deal. Nice curly ribbon bows. And we're just going to actually just stick this to the bag, kind of disguising where I tied it off as well. And kind of spread the ribbon all around so you can't really see it. Because the sticker on that is kind of big. I mean, it's kind of necessary, so I left it on there. But I didn't really want it to be super obvious, the white tag on there. But I think this is ready to go. I kind of shrink wrapped the top part there, which I didn't really mean to, but I'm just going to trim that off a little bit. But I think it turned out pretty cute. It's a little off center there with the bunny ears in there, but all part of the decor, and everybody needs some bunny ears for Easter, right? This is how it turned out. As you can see, very pretty and pink. And another fun Easter basket for a little girl. And that basket is so pretty. That would be really great for an Easter basket for an adult as well if you wanted to switch it up. And you know, even adults like bunny ears on Easter, right? Okay, for the next basket, I picked up a 2-pack of baskets. So these are 2 for $1.25 at Dollar Tree, and I'm going to show you how I used each one. I wanted to do a gold Easter basket for an adult, and I thought the yellow would work well for that. I have some metallic gold spray paint, but I've had the can like literally forever, and you know, it's kind of hard to tell how much paint you have left in those when they get kind of empty. But I just had just enough. I'll definitely have to replace that can though, because I used it all. I painted the inside and the outside with one coat of that metallic gold, and it really took that plastic basket and made it look really fancy. I want to do a like gold on gold theme for this one for a little tiny Easter basket for an adult. So we're gonna dry that up. I do kind of want the handle to stay up on this one as well. And so I am going to kind of hot glue it in place. And just for a little stability, just because I like the Easter basket idea with the handles up, and these really want to fall down. But a little hot glue will fix that. Now for the gold items. I wasn't not able to find gold shred, but I don't really want to take away from all the other gold stuff. So I'm just going to use some of the white shred. This also has like an iridescent, like shiny pieces in it, which kind of goes with the metallic. So I thought that would be pretty too. And it's just a nice neutral color there. Really, any kind of pastel color you use would be really pretty too, because everything we're going to put in there is going to be like either gold or yellow, was what I was thinking. So that's what it looks like so far. And for the candy, I chose a Russell Stover milk chocolate bunny. It's got the yellow color, so it's going to go nicely with our gold eggs. I found like a 6-pack of the gold eggs, so I thought these would be really cute to kind of do a gold on gold theme for this basket. Just kind of whimsical and a fun idea, kind of where you can like color code them. This is kind of a metallic color coding, but it worked out really well. I'm going to use some of the jelly beans and some of the bubblegum eggs to fill up the little gold eggs. And I actually bought the gold eggs just for this basket, so we might as well use quite a few of them. And then there's the little yellow Peeps candy, the little suckers. Those will be perfect to go with the gold and yellow theme. I also picked up some of the little chocolate Easter eggs. They had lots of those that were metallic gold. So I thought that would go nicely with the theme too. So we're going to kind of just pile this basket up. Even though it is a fairly small basket, I was able to get quite a few yummy goodies in there. The coins had like one of the gold coins, so I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of that. And then some of the little Reese's peanut butter eggs. Those things are so good. Come in a yellow package, so I thought those would be great too. Just trying to be able to fit in there. I had just enough room for them on the back behind the yellow boxed chocolate bunny. Just kind of rearranging everything, making sure you can see everything and nothing is hidden. And this is how it turned out. You could always wrap this as well in a bag if you were traveling with it or something like that. But I think it turned out really a fun little gold on gold theme there for a little whimsical mini Easter basket. And this one's just filled with goodies, so you could give this to just about anyone. And as you can see, I may have needed a little bit more spray paint there at the bottom. It looks a little bit rough down there. Now for the other basket, because remember there was 2 in a package. This one's blue. I'm going to leave it blue, but I'm going to decorate the outside of it. I thought some of these little felt flowers, this is like a spring garland. My store has these like on an end stand with all of the spring decor items, and we're just going to use little felt flowers on that to decorate all the way around this Easter basket. I thought that would be really cute. So there's like a little pink felt flower like that that's going to be large enough to cover the little picture of the truck that's on the front of it. And I just glue it between the 2 like wavy lines, kind of in between there. And then it's got like a variety of like 4 different kinds of flowers on here. The yellow one is very similar to the pink one. The blue one is kind of flat. The purple one is like kind of crazy, but I kind of like it. And we're going to be using these all the way around. I'm also going to use the little felt leaves that are on there. And again, just gluing it where like kind of the groove goes down. I think 6 flowers are going to fit on this perfectly. So I did blue, pink, yellow on this side. And it doesn't take very much hot glue at all to glue those on. And I think they're so cute. It's a lot easier than making them from scratch, that's for sure. So for the other side, I'm going to do a pink and a yellow. But this time I'm going to switch up the blue one to this fun purple flower. I'm just cutting off the twine that had these all attached to each other. So you just get left with the felt flower. So as you can see, the purple one's kind of cool. We're going to put that one over here. And then trying to space out my pattern from where I had my other pink and yellow ones so we don't really have a repeating color, and finish lining the basket. So we have a little flower Easter basket, and I thought we have the little felt leaves, might as well use them, right? So I chose to do like two of like the medium color green and two of the light color green ones. Just trying to cut them to make them look like they make sense. And then I'm just going to have these kind of peeking out from the top of the flowers here, but only along the top. That way it doesn't get really into the way on the bottom, and it's still going to sit well. And I think that blue color is really pretty. I think it made a really pretty background for these felt flowers. And this is an Easter basket you could give to just about anyone because it's a nice small basket. You can fill it in with whatever you think they would like. I'm going to show you how I filled mine. It was super easy to DIY this one. But let me show you what it looks like so far with the little flowers all over. We did a total of 6 flowers and 4 of the leaves. Now for the shred, I was able to find a blue shred kind of close to the color of the basket. So we're going to use that to kind of not take away from all of the flowers that we added to it. And fill that in with those. I had such a great time putting these baskets together for you today. I really hope you're getting lots of good ideas for your Easter baskets. Dollar Tree has so many things that you can use. For this one, I chose another one of the Russell Stover chocolate bunnies. I love those. And this one is going to be for a little girl, so I picked up another one of the little puzzles. I don't really know too much about Gabby's dollhouse, but it seemed to be popular at Dollar Tree. And then I'm going to use some of the little Easter bunny eggs for candy. And then, to make it colorful, we can do some of these like shiny pastel eggs as well. They kind of go with like the multicolor pastel feel. I'm going to do like some Reese's eggs in there. That'll be a fun little surprise. And just kind of fill them up with candy. Again, this is a kind of a smaller basket. This would be really good for like a little girl. I think the age on the puzzle is like 4 and up. And a little Reese's egg in there, maybe some of the little pink lollipops. And this basket is complete, super easy. I'm not going to bag this one or anything. I think it's so pretty with the flowers on there. I kind of wanted to leave it as is, but a fun little Easter basket DIY for a little girl. But again, the felt flowers on there are so pretty, you could use that for just about anybody. I think a teenager or a woman in your life might enjoy that as well for a little Easter treat. Easter is such a fun holiday to celebrate with your family. Okay, for the next Easter basket, we're going to use one of these little Easter tubs. Again, these come in a 2-pack, so you get 2 of them for $1.25. They're like clear plastic. They have like a little Easter egg wreath on them and like a little pink and white gingham little truck on the front of them. Super cute. I'm going to show you how I fill these up. This is going to be for an adult woman, a little basket, and I have a clever way of wrapping this up with fabric instead of using plastic. So for the shreds on this one, I'm just going to use some of the white with the iridescent in there. Pink I think would look really cute as well because I'm kind of going to do a pink theme with this one. And I'm going to use some Dollar Tree fabric like pink and white, but everything I picked up there for this basket was pink. And I thought these little socks from the Dollar Tree were so springy and cute, and they're not really going to fit though in the smaller box on the cards like this. And I love those cards for doing sublimation on socks, so I'm going to borrow that and just take the socks out. That way we can lay the socks on top of each other and just roll them up so they're going to fit down in that box a little bit better for this little Easter basket. I kind of folded them where you could still see the flowers. That pink and white is so pretty. And then I picked up just like a simple little manicure kit. It's kind of got a pink theme. They have so many different things like this at Dollar Tree. And I just picked this up from like the regular like beauty aisle. And a cute little packet's going to fit in there really well. And then I thought this was really whimsical and fun. A pink flamingo tape dispenser. Because hello, who doesn't need one of those, right? And it's a little bit of a tight fit, but I was able to get it in there. kind of at an angle and kind of sticking up, so it'll be fun. You can see it. Then for some candy, we can't forget candy. I'm gonna do some pink eggs. These are like the little pastel eggs. Fill those up with some little candy items to kind of add a little bit of sweets to this little Easter basket. And then I want to wrap it up with fabric. We're going to make this look like a bunny rabbit. So this was a really fun DIY to put together. Kind of had the idea for it in my mind. It worked out really well. Since I was doing pink, I'm going to use some of the pink foiled Easter eggs to kind of go with the theme. And everybody likes pink, right? And I even had some little pink, like little chocolate discs. And I think that is going to fill it up enough with candy so we can start wrapping it. I just used one of the fabric pieces. I kind of wanted florals, but I couldn't find any florals fabric at Dollar Tree. So we're just going to use this one. It's like a pink and white stripe. I thought that looked really cute for Easter. I just lay it on here. It's barely long enough to cover it on the shorter end like this. But I'm going to pull it tight and then also gather it from each side, pulling it together. That way it's going to cover everything up. I went ahead and cut down a piece of twine and I just pull it as tight as I can there together at the top. Then I'm gathering up all the fabric on one side, pulling it to the very top like that. That's going to make one of the bunny ears. And again, just tightening it up here and forming my other bunny ear. Once I get all the fabric to the top, I'm going to tighten it as much as I can. That way, then I can tie it off and hopefully you won't be able to see the items in there. It's all going to be kind of covered up by the fabric. I wish this was a little bit wider. It probably would have made it a little bit easier, but I was able to get it to work. I'm just using some Dollar Tree twine and tying that off here at the top. And then I'm going to kind of try to shape the extra fabric up there to kind of make them on top of each other, make it look like two like little bunny ears sticking straight up from the top. And then we're going to decorate it like a little bunny, put a bunny face on it, maybe a little bunny tail. I thought that'd be really cute. Now for the face, I was thinking Google eyes. I have like a couple different kinds. I have some colored ones. I ended up choosing just regular black and white ones like they have at Dollar Tree. And then I just took a little piece of black felt and just cut a simple kind of like rounded triangle for a little bunny nose. And we're going to make eyes, a bunny nose, and some whiskers here to go on the front of the basket. That's how it looked with blue eyes. I ended up thinking it was a little too colorful, so I'm going to switch it up to just some black googly eyes. And these are just regular googly eyes. They're stickers, so that's so easy just to add that to the fabric. So I'm just going to peel and stick those on. They seem to stick to the fabric okay, but if yours don't, you could always, hot glue those on. They would hot glue on just fine. So 2 little bunny eyes, and then for the nose, I thought it would be easiest to go ahead and attach the whiskers to the nose. I'm going to use, this is just some of the black thin wire from the hardware aisle at Dollar Tree. And I'm going to cut down 6 little pieces, all about the same length, to make 3 whiskers for each side of the bunny face. If you don't have any wire though, you could always use like black thread, whatever you could find. Even white, I guess, would be cute. And I just put some hot glue on the back of the little bunny nose, and we're just gonna kind of straighten out the wire and stick them in. I'm gonna have like 3 kind of coming out evenly on both sides. And then that hot glue is already on there, so we can actually use that to just glue the whole thing here to make a cute little bunny face. I can kind of spread out my whiskers before everything sets up and make it look really cute. You could always cut eyes as well too if you didn't have any googly eyes. Dollar Tree does sell them. I always try to pick them up whenever I see them, wherever, for inexpensive, because they are fun to craft with sometimes. And I'm just making sure like the little fabric flaps kind of look a little bit like bunny ears. And then for the bunny tail, I'm just going to use one of the little pink pom-poms from the little craft kits from the Dollar Tree. I think this matches that fabric really well. And we're just going to glue a little bunny tail here to the back of the basket. And just a really fun little basket for a woman and decorated super cute. For the top, I want to cover up the twine where I tied it off, but I don't really want to take away from the bunny shapes. So I'm going to use one of those ribbon bows, but I'm just going to separate the ribbons just by pulling them out of the bows, just so I can have some curling ribbon, and we can tie that off. But I only want to use a couple of pieces because I don't want to kind of overpower that or take away from the bunny shape that I was trying to go for with that. But just something else to kind of cover the twine, make it look a little bit more festive. I'm just tying them and making sure they're curled still. I can still kind of see the twine, so just going to add a few more pieces and then this basket will be complete. I think it turned out really cute. It was kind of exactly what I was imagining, with the little bunny ears, and the Dollar Tree fabric worked great for that. I think this would look really cute too if you were able to find a floral print. I'm not sure if the bandana would be big enough, maybe, to do the kind of the same thing, but this is how mine turned out, and I think that fabric is actually really pretty. And we have the little bunny face on there as well, which is really whimsical and fun. Now for the next basket, I picked up just one of these wire baskets from Dollar Tree. They have these now like in this like mint green, pink I used on another Easter DIY, really fun pastels. And then I also picked up some Easter ribbon, and I thought we could weave a little basket, right, with the ribbon with the wire structure on this. I thought that'd be really easy. It actually was really easy to put together. So what I'm going to do is start here on one side and just weave it through. It's the perfect size to go through this size basket. And we'll start here on the corner. So I'm just going to attach the ribbon with hot glue over there, making sure that is secure. And then we'll cut the ribbon long enough to go all the way around the one section. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap the top part with that same happy Easter ribbon. I think it was really festive and fun and just the right size. So I just kind of measure exactly how long I'm going to need to go all the way around there. And then while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and cut out a second piece as well for the top, so I'll know exactly how long I need. This one I'm going to be doing like all different kinds of pastel colors together. So this ribbon worked perfectly to kind of tie everything in together. So again, I just weave one on top, one on bottom, all the way around. The corners are a little bit loose just because of the shape of the basket, but it really didn't take away from it. I'm going to hot glue it here on top of that wire where I started. And then I can just trim off the excess ribbon. Isn't that fun? I thought it'd be fun to kind of weave my own basket. That way, just kind of a fun little DIY touch to this basket, but it's going to help keep everything in as well. So I'm going to start on the same corner, but this time instead of on top of the wire, I glued it to the underside of the wire. And then I'm going to weave this just like we weaved before, but this time we're going to be doing the opposite. So where it went under before, we'll go over and vice versa. And I've already cut this down to size. And you can see how easy this is to weave. Now, if you can't find this size ribbon, you could always use some of the thicker wired like burlap ribbons and stuff like that. They come in colors from Dollar Tree, but you'd probably have to cut off the wires on the sides because those would probably be a little bit too big. But you know what? I think even some of the smaller Easter ribbons would work well for this too. You just need enough structure there to kind of keep things in your basket. So we weaved it all the way around, and we're just going to hot glue it to the ribbon where we started. And we have a fun little happy Easter basket. I love these little wire baskets. They're so versatile and fun. I might have to pick up another one this color because I think it kind of looks beachy too. Now, since we're doing like pastels, I picked up yellow shreds for this one. It is a rather large basket though, so I don't think that one package of yellow is going to be enough. So let me see. I also have some white left over, so I'm going to mix the yellow and white together, and we'll do like a two-tone one, like the pink and white one, just like a DIY one. All we have to do is just mix it up. That's the way it's going to make it go further, and we're making this little Easter basket for a little girl. It's kind of universal though. You could really kind of use that for anybody. Again, I love giving out activities and gifts. It's always fun. I love to craft. I know most kids like to craft as well. And it's a fun activity that's kind of useful, or a fun basket stuffer that's useful. Now for the bunny ears, I picked up some fluffy bunny ears with the pink inside, super cute. Just removing the tags, that's also going to act as a decoration, but a fun thing for them to wear on Easter. Bubbles, I'm going to use some of the purple ones, and I also picked up some more of the little polka dot spring barrettes for this one, the little hair clips. And for this one, since we're doing like fun colors, I thought we would add the little peeping chick on this one. It's one of the wind up little chicks that are so fun. He's actually pretty cute. And put him right there in front. I picked up a chocolate Easter bunny. And we're going to put that in there. The yellow goes nicely with the yellow. And also another one of the little etch-a-sketches. You can't go wrong with that. So it's getting pretty full. Now we can focus on some more candy. So I'm going to use some of the larger pastel plastic eggs on this one since this basket's kind of big. And we're just going to fill those up with whatever candy we still have left over here. I have some chocolate foil eggs. And then maybe a little Reese's egg in there as well because they're kind of big. And we can just fill this up. I wanted to kind of go with that same like pastel color. We did pink and yellow a lot, so I'll do a pink and a yellow egg on this one. And I have some of the chocolate coins we can use. And that'll fill it up nicely since it's a large, big A. And kind of arrange those in there to fill out my basket. And I remembered I also have some of the little Peeps lollipops. They're yellow too, so I'm going to go ahead and put some of those in there as well. And I wanted to give you a sneak peek on this one as well because I am going to bag this one up. And again, once you bag them up, it's a little hard to see everything that we put in the Easter basket. But here's our little DIY woven Easter basket with the Easter ribbon, filled up with all kinds of bright yellow, pinks, and blues. Just a little fun Easter basket for a child. I'm not really going to do a handle on this one. I'm going to use a bag. Now, these were the bags I was talking about. You get 2 in a package for $1.25 instead of 1. And they have a fun polka dot on a clear bag. And I thought that these would melt a little bit with my heat gun. And I was dismayed to see that they don't melt really. They melt, but they don't melt well. I'll show you that here in a second. But they're smaller than the other bags, so they fit this basket a little bit better. So I just drop my basket down inside and gather it up on the front. I kind of want to push the plastic bag to the back so you can still kind of see stuff in there. And they come with little bread ties to kind of tie that off. And then I'm just going to trim off the excess plastic. And it is whimsical. It definitely goes with like my pastel color theme. And this was me trying to melt it a little bit. It kind of just really melted it. Like I kind of pulled some of the melted plastic over to the side. There were a few areas that it did need to kind of melt. And didn't really get it too tight like that. I don't know if I'd buy those again. They're cute though. Now for the top, I want to decorate it with a bow and another one of those little pink ribbon bows from the Dollar Tree. These are so cute, and 3 of them for $1.25 is just a really good bargain. So let me show you the basket again, this time wrapped up and ready for Easter. I kind of like wrapping the bags that don't have handles. It just kind of makes them easier to deal with. And if you have to travel with your Easter baskets, that's going to kind of make it easier too. So this is one of the little girl bags. I love these from the Dollar Tree. I actually craft with these, but this one we're going to use as a actual bag. So it's going to be part of the gift. We're going to use it as an Easter basket, but you know what? It's totally, you can use it afterwards as just a cute little bag. Now, it does have a flower on it that is nice and springy, but it's not quite as big and colorful as I was looking for. So I'm just going to use my heat gun and remove that and replace that with a larger, pinker flower. I'm going to use the same flowers that I used on the butterfly wreath, one of the big yellow and pink ones. I think that'll look really fun and festive there to replace that little tiny flower that was on there before. So I'm just gonna hot glue that in place right where it was and kind of iron out the petals on the flower with my heat gun to make sure that it is standing straight out. And we're gonna fill this up just like you'd fill a basket. It does kind of stand by itself, kind of. You might need to lean it up against something. I'm going to use some of the pink and white party shreds, and we're going to kind of do a pink and white theme on this one. Thought that would go really cute with the color of the bag and the pink flower that we added. I don't want to fill it too full though because I got lots of fun things to put inside. I picked up a little pink Easter bunny plush from the Dollar Tree. He's actually pretty cute. And he's going to fill up a lot of the bag. I wanted to kind of do a bunny rabbit theme on this one. Just going to kind of remove the tag, kind of distracting, get that out of the way. And then add some other pink items as well. We're going to do some of the pink bunny rabbit bubbles. And I picked up a little bunny ball shooter I thought would be really cute. We're going to add in there. And just like a little pink lollipop I added in there. I thought it'd be cuter if I added this and took it out of the package first though. So that's what we're going to do. So as you can see, it stands up, but you kind of have to lean it up against something. It doesn't have a super flat bottom. I'm just going to go ahead and put one of the balls in place on the little bunny shooter and then put the other balls down inside the bag, and it kind of goes with my bunny theme, and so do these. Some more of the little pink peeps is going to go with my little pink Easter bunny theme. And it's really fun to go with a theme on these. It just makes them look so cute. I have some of the Peeps lip balm to fill out the little bag. And then I wanted to do like, since we're doing bunny rabbits, we can do some of the little plastic bunny Easter eggs for this one as well. I'm pretty much full, but I have room for a few more items. I'm going to do some of the foil wrapped chocolate eggs and the little bunny rabbit and another little bunny rabbit to add to the basket. And I'm thinking I might have room for some more candy, but maybe just some smaller items like some of the little Peeps lollipops and some of like the little Reese's eggs. My son loves these, but he likes like the bigger ones, if you know what I mean. But I kind of like the smaller ones. They're you don't feel quite as bad about eating them, right? And I think that filled it out nicely. So just another fun idea that you can use for an Easter basket, one of the little bags. These also come in colors. I know they come in blue, maybe even pink. And they have these every spring. They kind of have them year round at my Dollar Trees. But it's super cute with a little bunny rabbit peeking out, the fun little pink flower that we added to the front, and a really cute little Easter basket for a little girl. And I always have those bags on hand because I love to craft with them. I think they really look like a fun like faux seagrass for coastal DIYs. Now, this Easter basket is going to be a no candy basket because not all kiddos can have candy. And so I picked up this. It's a giant pong game. It comes with this ball and the 3 big cups. So the basket itself is an activity. And I wanted to do like an activity theme on this one since I was not going to do candy. So this is a no candy basket. But you could always add candy to yours. I'm going to use some of the traditional green grass there from the Dollar Tree. And then I picked out some fun items. So this is one of like the orange carrots from the home decor section, but I thought it would make a good like faux food for a kid. I thought it'd be cute to kind of go with an Easter theme. I picked up another one of the Etch-a-Sketches. Those are always great activities. And then I checked out the Easter aisle for like craft kits. So I got like one of the yarn craft kits to make little bunny rabbits with all the little pieces inside. And it goes, with the fun Easter theme of the bunnies, the carrots, and just little fun activities that they can do. I picked up some of the little bunny bags. These are so cute this year. I think they're really made well. They have a fun design on the inside of the bunny ear and everything, and just really made nicely. I'm just going to remove the tag from the inside, and then we can fill it up with some fun surprises. I picked up some of the little felt carrot stickers and some of the felt Easter egg stickers. So I'm just folding those and putting those inside for a fun little surprise in this basket. And the bunny's also going to act as a fun decor piece there, sitting next to the little faux carrot. And of course, some bubbles would be a fun activity as well. I'm not going to do a handle or anything on this one. I don't really want to take away from the functionality of the actual gift, which makes a perfect size for a little Easter basket like this. And this is actually going to be for a little boy. And I just used one of the little ribbon bows there on the front, just for a little bit of a festive touch. You could always wrap this in a bag as well, but it's already kind of all bagged up with the game, the pong game. And so I think it works just as well, just like this. So this is how it turned out. This was my no candy version of an Easter basket. And sometimes, no candy is the way to go. But I think that giant pong game looks really fun, and that is a fun gift in itself. And as you can see, it makes a perfect little Easter basket. I really hope you enjoyed these 15 Dollar Tree Easter basket Dollar Tree DIYs. I had such a fun time putting these all together for you. Hopefully you got lots of good inspiration. Let me know which basket was your favorite down in the comments below. And don't forget to check out my second channel, Crafty Little Beach, if you like watching shorter DIYs on your phone.
I was at the wrong place at the right time, 'cause suddenly there you were with those bright blue eyes. We were conversing under the night sky, when you took my hand, said let's leave now. Don't wanna be shy, I will let my guard down. Don't wanna be shy, I will let my guard down. I wanna laugh out loud, talk a little deeper, kiss a little harder. I wanna laugh out loud, talk a little deeper, kiss a little harder, love a little louder, love a little louder. We went to a small bar with neon lights, talked about everything that was on our minds. Talking to you gave me butterflies. Then you took my hand, said let's leave now. Don't wanna be shy, I will let my guard down. Don't wanna be shy, be shy, I will let my guard down. I wanna laugh out loud, talk a little deeper, kiss a little harder. I wanna laugh out loud, talk a little deeper, kiss a little harder, love a little louder, love a little louder. Love a little louder, love a little louder, love a little louder.
I was out drinking, looking for the next thing. I couldn't really settle down. sun will shine. Yeah. Now I cannot picture my life being without you. You're the center of my life. I know we can't predict the future. Baby, I won't lose you. You know that I will stick around.
Thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of today's video. It was kind of a long one. And I also want to give a huge thank you to all of my YouTube members for supporting my channel. Thank you to Karen O'Haron, Melinda Elizabeth, Jamie Job, Susan Edmonds, Tracy Knight, Janae Farrington, Pamelia Wren, Donna Schreiner, I Am Mojo Jojo, Live Another Day, Maren Christensen, Adrienne Brult, Debbie Middleton, Donna Tanner, Kim Rogers, Maria Cruz Pagan, and Sarah Tratner. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. If you would like to become a member, it's easiest to do it on your computer. You click the join button next to today's video. You're going to get early ad-free access to my videos, a badge next to your name when you comment, and a shout out in every video. Now, I'd also love to see your DIY. So be sure you're a member of our private Facebook group over it's linked in the description of today's video, and show off what you've been crafting, especially if you've made one of mine. I would really love to see it. Now, if you'd like more Easter crafting inspiration, I've got you covered. I have tons of Easter content here on my channel this year. Check out one of these videos right here. And until next time, happy crafting and happy Easter.